There we go. So I guess I should begin about to say who she was. She was like the glue that stuck the whole family together, meaning me and my brother and my dad. She stuck us together. She was the glue that stuck us all together. Now, she was the person that if we wanted to go on vacation, if we wanted to go get some ice cream, we would talk to Dad. And Dad would say no. We would talk to Mom. Mom would say, go ahead, and then we go. And Mom was the person that kind of run things. So, I guess I should start out with the accident. So, I think this was when I was in 7th grade. I got up, we got into the car, we were going to go pick up my dad from church. He was at the church for something, I don't know what it was. We got in the minivan, started to drive, we got into the main, we were about to go into the main road where we were driving into the main road, and I looked right. I saw this truck coming, and the only thing that my 7th grade mindset thought was, Mom. That's the only thing I could think about. It was coming. I said, Mom. And then I went to the fetal position. It came in and hit at the passenger side, my side, right in front of me. From then, we got in the tow truck. The tow truck took the vehicle. We tried to go to Dad's, where Dad was at the church. Dad wasn't there. We didn't know where Dad was at, so we went to go to where my brother was at, which was a school, summer school. So we got in the tow truck, we took the vehicle on the way to the school. On the way to the school, we saw Dad walking on the side of the road, grumpy, because we didn't pick him up to the school. And then we got dropped off at the school, and Dad and the tow truck took the vehicle on. Dad showed up, finally figured out what happened. A few months later, we started noticing things about Mom that were unusual. She would start to claws, and she wouldn't respond to her name. She started not to remember who we were. She wasn't realization of who she was. So we took her, or we brought her to a specialist. The specialist said she had Alzheimer's. So Dad brought her back home, and then for the next few years, we kept her at home. She would claws. She got to a point where it was too much for us and Dad to have her at the house. So he decided to put her in a assisted living facility where they can help her out. And at the assisted living facility, decided, we knew at that time she had Lewy body dementia, which is basically she doesn't know anyone, anything, anywhere. Anyway, she's been in those we've been putting her in those ever so often, putting into different ones. And then when we would go visit her, very seldom, because I couldn't handle it. Both me and George, basically, we couldn't handle being in there. We would basically walk in, sign her name in, walk into the facility, try and go and hug her. She would push us away because she didn't know who we are. We would see her like that, and we just couldn't see her like that. It was too much for us. So in the end, I would, all the way up through senior year, I would just stay in the car while my dad went in there and choked up. My dad would go in there and visit with her. And then I graduated high school and went to the military. Right. I went to basic training, got out of basic training, went into Washington. While in Washington, I got sent to Canada. And while I was in Canada, we were in a training mission. I got a call from Dad. I kind of knew what it was going to be because he was crying on the other end of it. I picked up the phone. He was like, your mother passed away in her sleep. And then he started bawling. At that point, I knew I needed to be the strong person and be there and not hold, not cry, because I couldn't cry. I didn't like the feeling of crying, so I feel like I had to be the strong person for Dad. And he asked if I wanted to go and go to the funeral, be with family. I declined because I don't do funerals. I can't be there. I can't be there at the funeral. It's too much for me to see her like that. And after I hung up the phone, I realized my last moment with her was, I believe, in 7th grade. I think we danced around the dining room table, and that's basically the last thing I remember from her. It was right before the accident, probably about 2 weeks before the accident happened. So now, every single time we go down, we visit her grave, and I still have to be the strong person. Well, I guess the moral of the story is, you don't know how long you have someone for. And also, I don't want to be pitied. This hurt Dad more than it would hurt us as children. Even though we really didn't get to have a childhood all the way up to 7th grade. I mean, we had 7th grade before, which was good. I had to grow up quick. Anyway, so think about Dad. Dad was married for 20 years, and then the person that he was married to completely forgot that he existed. Think about that for a second. She turned into a 1-year-old adult. Turned into a 1-year-old adult. That's the realization that's kind of what I can how I can illustrate her to other people. She was a 1-year-old adult that couldn't talk. I'm guessing I would. She went better in her sleep than what they said she would have went. The worst thing that could have happened was she could have forgot how to eat, forgot how to swallow. So the way she went was probably the best way for her to go. But honestly, just think about Dad. Dad is hit the worst because 20 years or 22 years he was married, they threw all that together, all of life, and then she forgot he existed. And that's the only thing I can think about when I think about this whole issue. It's not that the motherly lady we had was not there anymore from 7th grade on. Basically what we needed, the motherly lady. So that's my whole spiel on my mom. So I